Hey there, so in this demo video, I'm going to actually speed up my NationBuilder demo theme 1 by a lot. Right now, I have not implemented this for this theme, so this is actually going to be me really implementing it. So what I'm going to do is first navigate to the theme directory via the terminal. We can see that I'm already there. So this is my theme for Nation Media Dev 3 Nation and NationBuilder Demo Theme 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile the theme.scss file into a theme.css file. It's going to throw 2 errors, which I'll fix, but I wanted to show you these errors so you know how to handle them yourself. Let me find my command because I'm too lazy to retype it. 1 second. All right, there we go. So it's going to throw the first error, and that's going to be the framework countdown. So I'm going to go into my theme.scss and remove that. I'm actually just going to delete it. And then I'll save. I'll rerun the command, and it's going to throw another error. So I will delete the font awesome style sheet, which is up here. So there's only one unambiguous reference to it. So once that's deleted, I'll run this, and it's actually going to compile into a valid theme.css file. And we'll see that show up down here. It's also going to create this CSS map file, theme.css map. I just delete that. There might be a setting that you can run in the sass command that does not create that, but right now I don't know it as of the time of this video, so when it creates it, I just delete it. Otherwise, I now have, as you can see here, a minified theme.css file, and then hopefully that will also already be uploaded to my themes, or to my themes file directory. So this change in the SCSS file is just me deleting that framework countdown line. But otherwise, we see that the file is 1.54 megabytes. So that is bigger than the 500 kilobyte hard limit. And obviously we don't want that. So now what I'm going to do is recompile the theme.scss style sheets into an unminified version of the theme.css style sheet, because that's easier to split. It's really hard to go through a minified style sheet and split this evenly. When it's unminified, I can just scroll to certain points and then copy and paste. There might be a better way to do that, but I'm not sure of it at the moment. So it looks like this is done. And obviously, this theme.css file reloaded. Again, we have this theme.css map, which I'll just delete. And then here's the theme.css style sheet. Now, because the file is, let me reload this to make sure it was fully uploaded before. Because the file, okay, now it's 1.65 megabytes because it's unminified. Is bigger than 500 kilobytes. What we need to do is 1.65 times 1,000 divided by 500 is 3.3, round up, that's 4. So what I need to do is create 4 theme-**.css style sheets. That's going to look like this. Oops. I'll just copy this and save. Oops. There's 2. Oops. There's 3. And 4. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the contents of this file, the theme.css file, and evenly distribute it into these 4 files. Now, what I'm going to do is basically just scroll down a quarter of the way and cut and then paste into theme 1, then scroll down like halfway, or I'm not going to cut, then scroll down halfway, copy and paste that into theme 2, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to bore you with that in this video, so I'm going to pause it, and then I'll come back when I have done that. So I finished evenly distributing the contents of my theme.css file into these files, we can see that they are all under 500 kilobytes and somewhat evenly distributed. It took me a couple minutes to cut, copy, and paste until they were evenly distributed and all under 500 kilobytes. But now that they are, we can go ahead and publish them. And move on to the final step. A couple notes, actually one note real quick. At the end of your theme.css file, you're going to have this line. It doesn't really matter, but if you want, you can remove it from your final or from your last theme-asterisk.css file. And then also you can delete the theme.css file once you're done splitting it into the 4 separate files. Now, note that for most people, you're not going to have to separate it into 4 files. You're going to have to separate it into 2, maybe 3 files, so it's going to be pretty easy for you. So once I've done that, we're going to move on to the final step, which is opening up the base templates in your theme, which are going to be layout.html, layoutprotected.html, and splash.html. And inside those base templates, you're going to replace the link to the theme.scss file with links to your new style sheet or style sheets. So what that basically looks like is I'm just going to copy and paste in what I have from another theme over here, or replace it like that, like this, and like that. And so you see that I've commented out the old theme.scss link. You can just delete that if you want. And I have replaced it with links to each of my new style sheets. So once you've done that, you can go back to your theme directory in NationBuilder. And we should see that these 3 templates are waiting to be published, as well as my theme 4, because I removed that commented out line at the bottom. So if I publish all these templates and then reload the site, we'll see that everything works well. So I'll do a dcache reload here, reload it, and we see that it is a lot faster and looks the exact same. And if we check the source, we see that all of our style sheets are linked correctly. And that's that. The only thing to note, or the only, I guess, drawback of this solution is that anytime you modify your style sheets in your theme, anytime you modify a file ending in .scss, you're going to have to repeat this process because, yeah, you just have to recompile your theme.scss style sheet into the new CSS style sheets and do everything over again. So that's the drawback. That's why this technique works better for sites that are not necessarily in frequent active development, but are mostly set in stone and just want to be faster. So let me know if you have any feedback or comments on this process and the tutorial itself. And other than that, I hope your sites get a lot faster. Thanks.